Hello, trombone friends. This is Dr. Jeff Phillips from Belmont University, and I'm going to go through the Trombone 7 and 8 mid-state audition music here with you. First thing, right off the bat, is if this has been handed to you from a file in the secret filing cabinet of your band director, or a student that is older that says, this is what you're playing because it's on cycle A or whatever, set A here. This is what I played how many years ago. Don't even bother to look at it, okay? You need to go to the MTSBOA website, public page. All the music is there for your instrument because they've made little tiny changes in the audition music. It's basically the same. And I don't know what the difference is between this and what we used the last cycle, or the last go around with these etudes. It could be articulation, it might be dynamics, I don't know, maybe they changed a measure in the middle of it just for fun. But these have been updated, okay? So, and rather than me spending time digging those out and going through and looking and listening and playing through, this is what they're using, so it really doesn't matter what the old ones were. Okay, so way you can tell, it's up in the corner there. It says 1 of 2, set A, and then there's a little star, a little asterisk by it. So make sure you have that. Okay, set A star. Okay, and that's the one you want. So get that one. That way, there's no question you've got the right music, and you don't have to walk in and say, "Well, this is what my band director gave me." Well, they gave you the wrong thing. But you played the wrong thing. Too bad. See you later, kid. Okay, that's not a good thing, is it? No, you want to make sure you're playing the right stuff from the very beginning. So, here we go. As I go through these things, I don't just start at the beginning and go to the end and say, that's how it goes. Go do that. I play a couple measures at a time, or a phrase at a time, and I'm looking for things that either I'm playing wrong, or I'm about to play, or I think you might play wrong. Not you, but maybe you. Maybe that guy back there. Yeah. Things that are potentially pitfalls for people. And try to point out, here's how you can not do that. Here's some things to do to practice it so you can make that part better and easier for you. So that's sort of how I go through these things. So the first thing I'm looking at, this is Trombone 7 and 8. This is the lyrical etude. Slower. Now, a lot of times people look at the lyrical ones, and they do this in olive graves. They look at them and they go, well, that one's easy. It ain't got as many notes. And then they don't practice it. And that's the one that's not very good sometimes. So do not neglect the things that look easy. I found when anything looks really easy, better be on the ball. There's something that could happen. Okay, so always practice the things that look easy. All right, so slow tempo, 72 to 80, give or take a click or whatever. So look at that key signature. Wow, there's not one. So that means you don't have to miss any notes. Okay, so as we look through that, means you got E naturals, A naturals, B naturals. That's not the first position one. Yeah, natural. Everything's natural. Not even an accidental in this thing. Okay, so here we go. And I'll stop here and there. I'll stop right there. Okay, things you will look for. Legato playing in the lyrical etude. If you're not really familiar with the legato stuff, I invite you to go to my YouTube channel. It's Jeff Phillips. That's me. Jeff Phillips Trombone, the thing I play, jeffphillipstrombone.com. And there's a section on there that has tutorials on things like legato playing, lip slurs, articulation, just all facets of your playing. They're short, not as long as this will be. They're short, maybe 5 to 10 minute little things that can really be, I think, helpful if you're not as familiar with some of those concepts. And that way, you're not trying to do two things at once. You're not trying to learn this music and do that too. the legato and the slurs. All right. And it doesn't matter whether you got that or not. These etudes don't require an F attachment. If you got it, it's nice, but it doesn't really make anything easier or harder. All right, so but you want to have everything sound as smooth as the same. I would recommend for practice smearing. What? Not for playing, but for practice going. When I do that, you might have heard some things in there that sounded kind of pretty smooth. They were like little magic slurs. Yeah, and then when you do that, you find out where the natural slurs are. So you hear where those are. And then the others, where you have the smears, then you have to match up your legato so that they all sound the same. So it's kind of how I approach that. It'll help you to get it better. These are all marked every grade level. They're very well marked dynamically. Okay, so and maybe one of the things they changed or updated, but I've noticed that every etude, this is the fifth of the six that I've got here, are very well marked with dynamics. Now it says to start at mezzo forte, go to mezzo piano, then you're at piano. I would bring your mezzo forte up a little bit. That way you got a little wiggle room as you get to mezzo piano, and then you got piano. If you start too soft on mezzo forte, then you get the piano part, like nothing comes out, and you don't want to go. That's bad for you and bad for the judge. Okay, then you'll panic and then you'll be upset, and that was not the object of the game. So start a little fuller, and let it go from there. Okay, so we got that. Look in the third measure, the dotted 8/16, dotted 8/16. So at a slow tempo, your brain's got time to count this out. Dee da 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 da, 1 da 2 and D and D da da, and you can put that 16th note in exactly the right place, and you don't swing it or play it like a triplet or anything else kind of weird, but you've got time to think 1 and a 2 and 3 and. Okay, so think that in your head so that you're precise. Okay, going up there's your B natural. Again, there's natural slur there from D to E. If I play the D in first, you can play. I wouldn't do that, but you could. So you got some options on where I'm going to play all those notes, wherever it feels comfortable and wherever they're the best in tune. Okay, speaking of in tune, that E, where is E? Second position. What kind of second position? Oh, yes, you're in the back. What'd you say? That is correct. It is in a flat second position. So the E is not like where you would play an A. So you want to adjust that and pull it out just a little bit further than normal second. Okay. 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 I'm going on. This is the pickup to line 2. Oh, hello. Notice how things are slurred. Beginning of every curved line, we need to be able to hear. Not obnoxiously, but we need to be able to hear D-ah, D-ah, D-ah. I don't like the way I did that last note. But do pay attention to the curved lines, and at the beginning of every curve, the beginning of every slur is got a little articulation bump so that it's apparent there. So okay, couple things there. So you're at forte, and then you got an accent on the low C. Don't hurt men, women, children, small animals with that accent. Well, it's got an accent over in its forte, but it's also lyrical and it's musical. So there should be no harm there. And then followed by that, you go to mezzo forte. Don't make that too soft too soon, because then you got to get piano there at the end. Okay. Have enough air that you can sustain that last note for 3 counts with a good sound. Always most important. Okay. Turn the page. All right, so we have the technical one. Also in the little corner there. It's got 1 of 2. Set A star. Okay. What we got here? Oh, E flat. Lovely. Okay. Starts with pickups on the and of 2. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 2. Huh? Go for it. Oh. Okay, so I like the way I played at the very beginning. Yeah, forte with accents, done with more air, a little more on the front end articulation wise. D da da D, and then that D da 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 da. Be counting, subdividing those 16ths out. Da da da, so that G is in the exact right spot. All right, now what I disliked was the way I clipped off the second note of all those slurred things coming in the end of the second measure into the third. Okay. So there is a lot of articulation in there to pay attention to. But avoid doing what I did on that read just a second ago, going. I don't think I did that extreme, but that's a no-no. D-ah, da, da, D-ah. Okay, so that you're getting those slur patterns in there. The dots, light is a better. What does staccato mean? Yes. What do you say? Short? No, you're wrong. Leave the room. Okay, staccato means light. So yeah, if you don't think short, you'll end up going. Well, it says play short. Oh, no, that's terrible. Don't do that. Light. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Okay. And again, you don't want to get too soft too soon. Leave yourself some wiggle room. Start that mezzo. Start at forte, big. So you got mezzo forte kind of there, and then you got room there to taper it down to the B flat at the end of the first line. Okay. Yeah. Articulation. Watching the slurs. That'll be something to look for. Going on, line 2. Okay. Dee da, dee da. Now this is not written, but usually in a syncopated passage. Syncopated is a fancy word for a long note in between 2 short notes, as in your quarter note in between 2 eighth notes over there. Dee da, dee da. You might want to emphasize that just a little bit, not obnoxiously, but just a little bit. It kind of brings it out and make the notes on either side a little lighter. Okay, so that was not too painful. No, it's not at all. Look at that last line one more time. You want crescendo through all that to that low B flat, then there we go. Okay. So there's your technical etude. Okay. The other thing that I need to mention is when you run these off on the website there, MTSBOA website, you'll also have access right there behind. You just run them all off as a package. It's a 4-page deal, or front to back, front to back. You have the required scales with the required minimum ranges. And these have been tweaked and updated. I'm not sure how much was affected here, but in the past there were a couple scales in some instruments that the chromatic range and the range of the majors didn't really correspond. So that's all, I believe, been corrected. So have that sheet, that way you know exactly what it is you're preparing for and how it should be played. And that way you're not showing up with any of the wrong stuff. You don't have any of the wrong information. It's a whole lot easier to just go to that website, print out the new ones, and if somebody hands you some old ones from years ago, say, thank you so much. These are so appreciated. And then when they leave, just throw them away. It'll be fine. All right. So there you go. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. You can contact me at jeff.phillips1. That's like the number 1. Jeff.phillips1. Okay. Jeff.phillips1. Make sure it has the 1 on there. Otherwise, they'll go to another Jeff Phillips, and he doesn't forward me wrong emails, and I don't forward him wrong emails. Jeff.phillips1 at belmont.edu. And I will get back to you if I don't know the answer to your question. I'll just make one up. But don't be afraid to ask questions if you have them. And there you go. Best of luck. Also, yes, I mentioned the concepts, things like legato, articulation, and some other stuff that you just may be interested in. You can find on my website, which is Jeff Phillips Trombone, my name, Jeff Phillips. This thing I play, JeffPhillipsTrombone.com. And you can find some little things there to kind of help you with warm up and practice and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Happy tromboning. Best of luck to you.